What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday morning. It is, I don't know what I was about to say Tuesday, but it is Sunday. Sunday, February 19th. Hopefully an awesome day for everybody. And hopefully will be and continue to be an awesome day for everyone. What did I put as the title? 1 week till Red Panda. Oh, Red Panda. I mistitled it, and let me go ahead and fix that because it's making me nervous. Because nobody knows what a red panda is, but actually, I don't even know if everybody knows what a red panda is. Let me go ahead and update that. Save changes. Let's see if this will save the changes here too. Come on now, come on YouTube, you can do it. You can do it. Let's go. 1 week till Red Panda hype. Boom. So yeah, we are 1 week away. I think I don't know when's the last time I shared my little spreadsheet here. And I'm not gonna do it now, but we are officially set for the 27th. So sure, a little bit more. There's gonna be 8 burns, so technically a little bit more than a week, unless what's the magic number here? Unless we buy through or earn in chests another 22,358 packs in the next 7 days, or like we'll call it in the next 6 days. So I don't think we're going to do that. We don't have an end of season that's around the corner, or at least going to happen within that time frame. We got like 8 days until the end of season. So I actually think you know what's going to be interesting. Because I think the video I put out last night, or I don't know, I recorded it last night. I think it came out overnight. Was looking at the fact that we're going to have probably 450,000 packs available once we hit 14 million. But that number is actually going to be reduced the more we burn into 14 million. And so what I mean by that is, if we are, on the morning of the 27th, for example, if we're at 13,999,999 packs sold / burned, that day we're still gonna burn 25,000. So yeah, sure, we would only need 1 pack technically to cross the threshold, but we can cross it by a hell of a lot more, which means that we would eat into the amount by whatever was more than that. So let's say we have 450,000 packs left. If we're going to burn 24,900, if we're going to burn 24,999, 24,999, then that would just be an additional loss from that 450,000 remaining. Does that make sense? Are you guys? Sometimes my brain makes sense, but my mouth doesn't. So let me know. There's sometimes a disconnect there. But let's see who we got in the house. Icy Flow, what's happening, man? Icy Flow, come on, dude. Why are you gonna go back and mess with human evolution like that? I saw you talking crap about the human race in the in map chat this morning. DJ Red Panda soon. I know. I'm excited. I think it's going to suck compared to Kitty, but at least we'll be done. Like Chaos Legion will feel complete at that point. And I do have to say, obviously Kitty and a lot of the cards that are OP from Untamed are still going to be around for a while. We'll call it like another 6 to 8 months, maybe even longer. But ultimately, Grandmaster Wraith, Yasik, who else do we got? Astral Entity. Who else am I missing here? Oh, Possibilis. Yeah, Possibilis, and then of course the green dude. They've definitely shaken up the meta quite a bit. And again, they've made, or it feels like my deck is a little bit more competitive. So I don't mind the wait. I just need to max out my legendary summoners, but that's something that I'm being super cheap on right now. Good morning, Gathering the Magic. What is happening? Finishing my daily grind and playing Splinterforge. Let's go. Virus is in the house. Good morning. Man, it feels like I was just streaming 12 hours ago. Actually, it was super chill last night. I was on Tales from the Cryptmaster stream, and I just joined. It was like a Discord call from my phone, so it felt nice because I was able to like walk around, do some things. We did play some games, but it's just a little bit more freedom. No video, man. Tales from the Cryptmancer and Hawks and all these guys, they got it right. Like they never turned their camera on. I mean, I should have just done that from the beginning. Had I known that you could just like build a channel up without ever having to show your face, it would have made things so much easier. I could have live streamed from anywhere then, and I didn't have to like take a shower in the morning. I could just totally chill and yeah. So no, I'm just messing around. I love hanging with you guys, but it was nice last night to do a stream where I didn't have to turn the camera on. Level Up Life, what is happening, man? Sorry, I fell asleep on you. We were going back and forth about DEC last night. I think it was like 1 a.m. for me, and I was just like, all right, it's time for me to crash. But you mentioned something, if you don't mind me saying, you mentioned something in our conversation about a V-shaped recovery. And I think you have a point there, and I agree with you. Mainly because if we go down and dip down, like that's going to be just a wick, right? It's not going to be this prolonged period. I think we've felt a lot of the bear. And if we go, like everybody who's saying like 10K Bitcoin, I think if we actually do hit 10K, 12K Bitcoin, whatever the case is, that's not going to be like for days. I think that's going to be like for minutes. We're going to wick down there. And then, people are going to be like, oh, finally filled my buy orders. And boom, we're back up to like 12, 13, 14, 15, right? So obviously, we've bottomed out at like 15.5, I think, was the wick down. And then we stayed around 16 for a while. So, it could happen. But the crypto narrative is interesting. It's starting to change and it's starting to shift in two different directions. You're obviously seeing a lot of regulation and regulatory chatter that's happening, which is definitely scary. But at the same time, all the people who have conviction in crypto for that regulation, right? Conviction in like what they believe in the decentralization, open free system, right? Trust, but don't trust, verify. Like all of that stuff is just making people be like, yeah, I think I want to hold actually a little bit more Bitcoin. I think I want to hold a little bit more ETH. Like we don't really know what's going to happen with corporations and governments and all this stuff. So it's like these two things are happening at the same time. And I don't know which one's going to win out, but I can tell you this, the deeper we go with the whole, clamp down government regulation style, the deeper the conviction is going to be with people, especially in like this community, right? And of course, all the Bitcoin and ETH maxis out there. So we shall see how it rolls. So Cryptomancer had an ability guessing game going, but pandas are fat and lazy. All they do is sleep and eat. So I have no idea what it. Oh, was this during? Was this at night? I didn't go that deep into Mav chat from last night. I did see that Cryptomancer was up and talking, and usually, here's my Mav chat strategy. Usually, I'll go in and I'll see what the last couple of messages are about. If it's interesting, it's like, okay, cool. Then I'll usually check to see if Aggie's posted anything or Cryptomancer's posted anything, because Matt rarely posts in there. But yeah. So and then I'll go through and I'll see like if they revealed anything juicy. But this morning I went in Icy Flow. I saw you hating on the human race and the evolution of the human race, and I was like, nah, I'm done already. I'm gonna go get started with my day. Luthien, hello, good morning. How are you, Luthien? You know what, Luthien? I am so confused because this weekend I actually was able or remember to, let's put it that way, and was able to jump into your streams both Friday and Saturday. And you weren't streaming, so I hope everything is well. I don't know what the story is. You probably had an awesome reason because you're out living your life and doing some cool stuff. But yeah, I just want to let you know I did stop by, and then I'm like, this dude doesn't sound like Luthien, so I left. Why not release the stats for Red Panda to help with people actually buying packs before they get burned? Right now, people are just waiting. Yeah, so I actually feel exactly the same way you do, DJ. And I posted this on Twitter a couple days ago when they announced, and I was like, there's like 10 days, 10 burns, right, between now and when we hit 14 million packs. Them posting that, for me, just made me feel like everybody's going to stop buying. Like, why would you buy between now and 14 million? So they just kind of, in a way, it feels as though they may have shot themselves in the foot, right? So, because it's like, if you're planning on buying anything, then why not just wait and then go hard on the morning of the 27th, or as soon as we hit 14 million packs. So that to me caused probably a significant burn of packs, which maybe should make people happy, because that's like what, 250,000 packs right there, for the last 10 burns. And if people are going to hold off, they're just gonna let it burn. So yeah, I don't know. Well, hopefully we do get the stats tomorrow, because if I'm looking at my calendar right, tomorrow's the last town hall, right? The 20th, before we actually cross the threshold. So it's got to be sometime this week, in my opinion. If they drop it on the town hall, that would be dope. That would give people enough time to potentially top up. And man, like, I don't know. Never mind. I'm not going to buy any more packs. I just wonder where the price of this card is going to go. I hope it doesn't like skyrocket to like $30-$40 because it's the last one. So I guess I'm just going to set aside capital to make sure that I can max out my copy. But yeah, the 27th will be the next town hall, and obviously it's going to happen at like midnight or 1 a.m. on the 27th. So it'll be well before the town hall actually hits. Luke, what is going on? Games World NFT Gaming. What's Red Panda? Red Panda is apparently what the next summoner is going to be. Just like Kitty was the dragon summoner of Untamed. Apparently the summoner for Dragon of Chaos Legion is going to be a Red Panda. I don't know if it's actually called Red Panda or if it's just an animal that's a Red Panda. Can't help it. I'm an eternal pessimist. That's fair, man. You do you. Red Panda won't suck once Untamed gets pushed out. No, true. I don't think it's gonna suck. I just think it's like when you put any summoner up against Kitty, I don't think that there's a summoner. Okay, let me put it this way. When you put any summoner up against Kitty, 1v1 right now, I don't think there's any summoner that you can say, I will take that 51% of the time over Kitty. Right? So every summoner is that way. Now, I'm not saying that you can't beat Kitty. We've obviously seen that in many different ways, and there's a lot of strategies, and the cards are getting more powerful. But when it comes down to it, there's very few rule sets, very few times when you are going to look at like a summoner, any summoner, up against Kitty and be like, yeah, 51% of the time I'm going to go with that. Right? So I don't know. Morning after sound. What's up, Nigel? Love when you have Foya on the channel, listening to you while outside pruning my apple trees. Yo, that's dope. Make your own food. I love it. I need to start doing more of that. Yeah, I love listening to Foya too. That's why I have him on. But good news for you is that he is starting his own YouTube channel soon. So he'll be doing a lot of cool stuff there. And hopefully he'll still come and hang out here. But he has like a very specific vision for like the kind of content he wants to put out. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Red Panda new energy drink. It should totally be. And you know what? If it's going to be a new energy drink and they like line it up with that, oh my gosh, man, can you imagine if we made like consumer products based on the cards? Like Red Panda energy drink, or like a Byzantine Kitty energy drink. It gives you +2 speed in life. Gives you +2 speed. It gives you focus. Make sure you hit everything with True Strike. What's the last thing? It heals you. Oh no, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could put some like antibiotics in there. All right, now this is already a bad idea. I'm gonna stop. Tilly Tots, what's going on, Tilly Tots? I haven't talked to you in a minute. Splinterlands couldn't get me to buy Kitty and Untamed cards. Splinterforge did though. Wow. Okay, see, I want to talk about this a little more. Now, again, I'm dropping the ball on Splinterforge. I'm super happy to see Gathering the Magic and Tails really covering it well. But what's interesting to me is, talking to Tails, or like in his videos, he's out there like renting cards to get on the leaderboards. And now Tilly Tots are talking about buying cards to get on the leaderboards, right? Or to play Splinterforge. So this makes me so incredibly bullish. I've been thinking about doing a video specifically on this because it's like, well, Splinterforge is a completely separate project, right? But just imagine what kind of things land and tower defense could do for cards. And I'm not necessarily talking about like all cards, right? Because obviously there's a ton of cards out there, but look at it. Obviously, with Splinterforge, you're specifically going for the higher, tier cards. But imagine I don't know, like imagine like in tower defense, like if you have a death kind of element tower, death splinter tower, and it's just like, a death card with something, if you put this rarity death card, maybe a common or epic or even legendary with like range ability, you get this kind of boost. And it's just like, oh well, there's only a limited amount of like cards at the legendary level that have that kind of boost. That could like pump up, the price for that. Not in a major way initially, but all I'm saying is like these little things all around the bend are going to start to add up over time. Now, there's still a crap ton of cards out there. So I'm not trying to say that, we're going to be feeling a card supply crunch soon. Although I do think, and I said this on Tails video last night, I think the team is going to do whatever they need to do with land in order to make people feel the card scarcity, right? That post from Aggie just a couple of days ago, to me, kind of signaled that. At this point, it's just like the team is going to switch whatever levers, press all the buttons that they have available to them that will, they're going to press all the buttons in order to make sure that they essentially just make people feel the scarcity. Now, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember what I said last time. It's not just the cards, it's also DEC, right? So I think there's going to be a lot more DEC sinks than people are expecting on land, hopefully in a good way, right? Because people don't want to feel like they're being taxed. But if there's going to be like this cool Secret of Praetoria stuff that actually starts to come out in Q2 with land phase 1.5, and people want the title of Emperor, like, sure, it's all like Web 2 base and vanity metrics and all that. But guess what? People paid a ton of money, right? People paid a ton of money to have a summoner made of their likeness, or to have a coach made in GLX, right? But ultimately, like, if people want to do that, let them spend it. All I'm going to say is let them spend it, right? Like, I don't necessarily need it for me, but if they want to do it because for them it represents something and they get to be at the top of the leaderboard for whatever, but it helps the entire economy, boom, I am all in. Cards, DEC, burn it all. Smash the likes. Thank you, Games World. It's good to have you here. No camera for me. I am so low budget. Matic to the moon. Is it pumping again today? I'm not even following Matic. Red pandas aren't actually pandas. They're more like raccoons. Are they really? They look kind of cute. They look a little too cute to be a dragon summoner, but Red Panda is a dragon summoner? Yes, sir. Good morning, Harris. That's the last that I've heard, that it's going to be Red Panda something. So, Luthien, I've been unwell. I decided to try a 3-day fast, but ended up making myself really sick. I'm going to stick to 24-hour fast from now on. Oh, man. Well, I am so sorry to hear that. I hope you are feeling better. I decided to try. Man, I cannot imagine doing a 3-day fast. I do intermittent fasting every day. Skip breakfast. I can even do like probably 24-hour fasts. Those are actually not. I don't want to say easy, but I just have so much experience doing them and do them regularly. But man, the idea, I don't know what it is, guys. Maybe I'm just mentally weak. But the idea of like waking up, going an entire day without eating, and then going back to sleep, I don't know. I think I love food too much. It sucks. Good morning, Harris. Good morning. You guys are talking to each other. Ilthane doubled in price overnight. It is very clearly the best summoner in Rift Watchers. There's no doubt about that. $5 to $6 BCX has been the average. If it was lower than it was underpriced. I mean, guys, nobody's buying Rift Watcher packs. Where are we at right now? We've been on the cusp of like whatever this we have been on the cusp of whatever the airdrop was, like Ancient Redwood. Remember they shared? Oh, whoa. No. We're not going to have any sound from you. We've been on the cusp of this for so long. They shared the Ancient Redwood stats, and it's like, oh yeah, look at that. That thing is a Coral Lurker killer for sure. But nobody cares. So we'll see what happens once Chaos is out the door. But even still, I think even with Chaos out the door, it's not going to matter, mainly because everybody's waiting to see if they're going to switch this back to DEC. So, who knows? Alex, what's up? Y'all remember when After said Ilthane was the worst Riftwatcher summoner? Damn, Alex, man. I get so worried for you in your old age and your bad memory, my friend. Never said that. If you remember the first time we played, the first time we played on the Mav server when they were available, I was destroying Darkest Night with Ilthane. He was so upset about it. But no, from the beginning, it seemed like the consensus was Dallin. So no, I'd never said that Ilthane was the worst Riftwatcher summoner. But if you can find a video of me saying that and prove my memory wrong, then I would love to see it. Camouflage tank heal could make it super powerful. Oh man, yes, Virus. I want this on a summoner. So if we get camouflage, that will be awesome. Oh, that would make it so cool. All monsters have camouflage. Ahmed, what is going on? Good afternoon. Please, one question. Does Soulbound cards and gliders give you daily focus points in ranked games or no? I believe so. If you're talking about like using them, I just wonder if you get dinged for like low level cards. Like if I'm playing in, was it gold, and then I play with like a level 1 Quora definitely would not fit that. So that would suck, but at the same time, I guess they have to be consistent. So you gotta weigh that out. I just saw Cryptomancer's Guess the Ability game. I said -2 speed, shield, and tank. It's crazy if they give it double strike. Yeah, double strike or force field. Well, maybe force field might be cool, but double strike would be too much. It's been so long since I've been able to catch one of these live streams. Love the content. Thanks, Wolfshire. It's so glad. I'm so glad, and it's so awesome to have you here. So Harris saying, I do a 20-hour fast on weekdays. 3-day fast is wild. Yeah, so I used to do 1 meal a day, which was awesome. But I don't know. It wasn't fitting well with my schedule, and then I would get distracted because I get super hungry at like 2 p.m. And so instead of like doing just like 1 meal a day, I'll have like 2 meals, like a larger meal at maybe like noon or 1 p.m. And then I'll try to have like my second meal within 4 to 5 hours from there. So that's kind of what I do right now. Yeah, I've been doing intermittent fasting for a long time and wanted to go longer, but got so physically sick. I don't mind 24-hour fasts. Cool. Luthien, was it a fast or you just didn't want to walk to the store? I don't know what that means, but Riftwatcher packs will be such a fantastic hold long term since people are ignoring them. Will they be burned as we get closer to Rebellion? No, I will tell you this. Nobody is ever going to vote for burning Riftwatcher packs because that's not something the team can just decide to do. That is something very much that the DAO has control over. And we would all rather see that money go into the DAO, even if they don't sell out for like years. But it's like if we get to 12 months from now and SPS is not any higher, I like that's gonna suck. That's gonna show that everything the team has been doing is not working. And the only reason that Riftwatcher packs are holding their value so well, or Riftwatcher cards, I should say, is because of the fact like people just aren't opening packs. I mean, we have almost 1 million packs sold, and then if I go over to Splinter cards open, yes we do. 963. So we've only opened 775. So just a little over 1/4 of all packs. So will the price come down significantly? Maybe not. But I think what is statistically significant is the fact that we've only gone through. We like in terms of circulating, we only have 25%. So, yeah. Where are we? Camouflage will be fun. Every rule set is basically Fog of War. Yeah, every rule set is basically Fog of War, or the way I like to look at it is Taunt, right? You can essentially give any monster Taunt now because you are forcing the opponent to only attack your front line. So that to me is kind of cool. I don't know how that could be abused. I mean, I know there's many ways it could probably be abused and exploited, but I don't know if it would be a game breaker. but definitely a game changer. Good. I don't want any packs burnt. Going to start picking them up. Cool. It's better to eat less more of the time. Boost your metabolism. Luthien said, the other day in Mavs, I was talking about how far my grocery store is. Urban sprawl in the US is so different from Europe. The other Mavs. Oh, okay. You explaining how far your grocery store is. I don't know if I've been around your neck of the woods. I don't even know what it's like down there, Luthien. To date, I still don't own any Rift Watchers cards. I compare CL prices with Rift Watchers, and it's so expensive. I'm still hoping it goes down. I do think it will go down. But here's what could make things interesting, Harris. If we never switch it to DEC, or if it takes a long time for SPS, and if it takes a long time for SPS to recover, or SPS just recovers kind of slowly, meaning like, we creep up to 4 cents, and then maybe creep up to 5 cents. Over the next 6 months, you might get people, if we're starting to creep up half a penny here or whatever, that start to feel the card scarcity, want to get in on Rift Watchers, see the cards holding their value well, and start buying. So in a way, like, we could start to eat through a significant amount more because thresholds will be reached, patiences will be tested, right? And we'll get to a point where everybody, not everybody, but like maybe we get from here to 2 million with a very slow and steady grind once Chaos Legion is out. So, it could hold its value relatively well compared to something like Chaos Legion. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second, okay? I'll be right. All right, we're back. I'm still feeling a little sniffly, if you can hear it in my voice. And so I just don't want to be doing that on stream. All right, so where are we at? Oh, whoops. Okay, Wolfshire, would camo rule set use the same or have the same result as a taunt rule set? Except taunt can be countered. What would a taunt rule set be? Every monster has taunt. I don't know what the tiebreakers on taunt are. Actually, does somebody know what the tiebreakers on taunt are? If you put 2 taunt monsters in, which I have seen sometimes, I don't know which one the majority or everybody will default towards. Alex, I think Scattershot hits camo also. I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. Actually, I don't think so. I don't think it's like, I've never seen Chaos Dragon hit Dr. Blight specifically, or not specifically, directly. Wilshire, I can't remember, to be honest. All right. Scattershot doesn't hit camo. Yeah, I don't feel like I've ever seen that. I feel like rares are the best card in Rift Watchers. I agree, Wolfshire. From the beginning, I kept on looking at the rares, and I was saying to myself that these cards probably should have been epics. They're not quite good enough to be legendaries, but they should have been epics. But the problem is that the team decided to make all of the epics summoners, so they couldn't quite fit them into the epic rarity, and then just kind of downgraded them from a rarity level, but not from a power level. So I agree. The Rift Watcher rare cards are some of the best rare cards that I feel like we've seen. And in fact, similar to you, Harris, like I don't own any Rift Watcher. I mean, I own some, but I think I even rent them out right now because I'm not really using them. But let's see. Corsair Bosoon, Queen of Crows, Tinderlock. I mean, all of these cards are awesome. What else do we have here? Runic Skyclaw is another super powerful one. I actually use Scavo Technomancer more often now for the Rust ability. Yeah, these 3 specifically though: Bosoon, Queen of Crows, and Tinderlock. I could, had they been in another set, I could easily see them being labeled as epic cards. How much are epic cards going for? Quadus, Dalin. So you're saying this doubled from what, $3 to $6, $7, $4 to $7? I mean, Ilthane is one of those summoners that I just decided I'm never gonna own it. Actually, most of these summoners I figure I'm probably never gonna own. Like even a Quadus and Dalin, like at this point, sunk cost fallacy of I have a level 7 Kelia. Like instead of like starting from scratch and getting a Quadus, I would rather just put the money towards Kelia. The only one that has a ton of value, in my opinion, is Thispa, and I'm surprised that Thispa isn't as highly valued. But then again, maybe the cards that it plays with are not as good. Who knows? Front to back. Yes, okay. Thank you. Frontmost card taunts first. All right, good to know. Thank you guys. Great cards all around Rift. What's up, Rift Summoner? Good to see you here. Kabbalist, I use all the time in high mana matches with Giant Killer and Demoralize. Ooh, it's definitely been used against me. I've seen it around. I love all my archery units now. That every other match is archery only. It seems like it, right? Man. Just to be clear, Dice was teasing me because I was complaining that my grocery store is too far for me to walk to. Okay. I mean, my grocery store is too far for me to walk to also. I normally drive. But I wonder if that's just the nature of like city design. Because I would say that where I'm at in Texas, Luthien is probably similar to where you're at. In terms of like overall city design. Now, I used to live in the city of Chicago itself, downtown, and it was awesome because I would have like those urban grocery stores, and I had like 3 different options. There was like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Jewel, like all that within like 1 block of me. that was awesome because it's just like just walk downstairs and you're good to go. But different time. It was fun. I'll buy Thispa, but only 1 BCX for Splinterforge. But I won't get Riftwatcher Summoner. I won't get the... Oh, interesting. So does it not matter what level cards you have in Splinterforge? It has to matter, right? No, of course it matters. Thispa is slept on. I agree. I use Thispa all the time. Very underrated. Yeah, there's a general consensus here. Hold on. Can I do my math real quick? We'll just say, what is it, 4 times 46? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just feeling $184 to max out this spa. Probably a little bit less if you can swing a good amount of BCX under $4. Oh, but look at that. There's not even enough BCX to do that. Because it immediately jumps to 410 and then 420. Or Llama. Nigel saying rent summoners don't buy. First rule of playing Splinterlands competitively. Interesting, Nigel. Can you expand on this a little bit? Right now, renting summoners is relatively cheap. But what happens if we get to a point where they're just not available? Cards get sucked up. Actually, you know what? I do want to share a thought with you guys that has been kind of brewing around in here. Not enough to make a video quite yet, but I'll see if I can stumble my way through it. If you remember a while back, Aggie was talking about the fact that like he wants to get to a point where nobody has the same deck, right? Everybody, like, there's too many cards, and you know, people playing against one another. And our worry, especially about like bots too, right? Where it's just like, oh, well, it's just gonna be bot versus bot with the same exact deck, max chaos, and they're just, you know, he wanted to get to a point where there's like so many different cards out there that all decks look different, and you just got to go and kind of pick and choose. Now, I think that's hard. That was hard for us to conceptualize because Untamed had such a small card base, Untamed and Dice, for the explosion in player growth in 2021. Now, obviously, we've retracted or contracted since that point in time, but now we are at a point where there's a ton of cards coming into play here, and people are complaining about it, right? Because there's a potential mini set on the road. There's these new Soulbound reward cards are essentially their own set, which you cannot buy. So it's just a matter of playing the game. And then, of course, there'll be Rebellion later on. So part of me does think about the fact that, well, we're probably going to get to a point where the cards are going to grow in terms of quantity at a faster rate than the player base. And I don't necessarily think that's going to be a bad thing. I know people are going to look at that and say, well, that's going to kill asset values. And sure, to a certain extent, it may, if we have something massive like Chaos Legion. But look at what's happening with Rift Watchers. Rift Watchers is a limited set, so people are only going over there when they can, or if they, to get cards that are important for the meta. If we get this promo set from the movie studio deal or whatever, that's going to be 1 to 2 million packs. So I would assume that those cards aren't going to be easily available to at least to max out, and people are going to go through and pick and choose in the same way. And then when Rebellion comes out, I don't know what their plans are for Rebellion, but obviously the player base is not at the same size as it was for Chaos Legion. We were doing 500,000 daily active users when Chaos Legion was being designed, right? During that hype wave of 2021. We're down near like 100,000. I don't know if you guys saw one of the previous videos that I put out, but like a couple of days ago, we were at like 86,000 daily active players on I think the 17th, and it's been like between there and like 120 or 110. It's just bouncing around, and maybe the bots end up coming back, but on the whole, we're at like 150,000 daily active users right now. And if we maintain that, or we grow the player base significantly, and when I say significantly, I don't mean X's, I mean percentages. So let's say we grow the player base. I mean, sure, we can do an X, we can do 2X, meaning that we go from like 150K to 300,000 players, right? During this next kind of bear market hype cycle, bear market rally that could happen over the summer, that would still be 300,000 players, 60% of where we were in August of 2021. So I don't know what that means for the amount of Rebellion packs, but I think the quantity that they decide and this kind of continuous burn that they're planning to do for Rebellion packs means that those cards will probably not lose their value as quickly, not necessarily be more scarce, but people will go in and be picky and choosy. And we're going to get to this point where everybody's just going to have a different looking collection. So I actually believe that Chaos Legion as a whole is going to be a very unique period in time where a majority of the player base had the same exact collection, right? That whole January of 2022 all the way up until September, right? When Rift Watchers came out last year, where we had 9 months of Chaos Legion just absolutely dominating because most of the people who were playing in High Diamond and Champ had max Chaos Legion decks, and there was nothing else to fill it out. Then we got Rift Watchers, we've gotten some promo cards, we might get this promo set, and then Rebellion, I think, is going to be treated in a very different way. So I don't know. To me, this could be a very interesting path forward and future for Splinterlands. Not the company, but like the players within the game, because it's going to feel very different. You're going to go up against many other people that just don't have the same kind of collection as you. And so yeah, I don't know. I get excited about that because to me, I'm not as worried about asset holding their values. I'm not as worried about cards holding their values. I want to see other things hold their value as well. But when it comes to cards, there will always be winners and losers, right? So that people are just going to treat it in that way. But hopefully over time, as the meta changes, more things come out, more rule sets, you will find specific use cases and create that for some of the cards. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my thought on that. I feel like the 9 months that we had, January to September of 2022, is going to be unique and probably never happen again in the future of Splinterlands. And I may be wrong, but I'm not trying to make that as a prediction. I'm just saying that having a period of time where there was way too many cards, meaning that we had everybody or most people playing the same deck competitively, I don't think that's necessarily going to happen anymore, right? The promo sets, the promo cards that we're going to be getting over the next, quarterly, and Rebellion and whatever all other types of partnerships they do in the future will mean that decks are going to be supplemented very differently in the future. So I don't know. I look forward to that, and it also makes me feel really good in the sense I'm like, I don't have to collect everything. I looked at all these Riftwatcher summoners. I'm like, yeah, of course. Would I want them? Would I want access to them? Sure, but I don't need to have them at the same time. And hopefully I can find ways to win and be competitive with the deck that I do have. All right. That was a long rant. So my condo in Florida has a Publix right in front of it. Nice. While my farm has a Walmart 15-minute drive away. Having a grocery store close to you cannot be underestimated. I agree. I mean, the closest one to me, I'm still in like I guess I would consider this like more like a suburban area. So for me, it's like 5, maybe 10-minute drive if there's traffic, but I don't know. I guess I don't feel like that's far, but it's obviously having one right across the street or right in front of my door would be great. How about a new summoner that gives you the reverse ability? It reverses the opposing team's order. Oh no, that's too powerful. That's just way too powerful in my opinion. Greetings, Liberty. What's happening, fellow guildmate? I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I haven't had much luck with this by myself, says Luthien. Man, wow, Luthien throwing the bum label out. You guys don't see that very often. Summoner level doesn't matter, but monster level does. Monster level you can use. Man, that's so interesting that Splinterforge doesn't require high summoners. But here, once again, we go back to that whole, Splinterforge is a completely separate project, yet it's creating demand for at least like one BCX of some of these summoners, which I think is interesting. And just imagine once Splinterforge gets much more complicated too, where they have maybe specific rule sets, specific game types, and someone like a Thispa is going to be super important, or someone like a Fernheart is going to be super important. Hey Luthie, nice to see you in chat. I hope you're well. I want the Mimic ability. Monster with Mimic copies the stats and abilities of the monster on the other team in the same position. Ooh, that will be cool. That would be really cool, actually. I think that has to be like a promo card. If anybody remembers Ditto from Pokemon, like it has to be a promo card, and it can't just be splattered everywhere. It's got to be like a specific monster that has it, or like maybe 2-3 monsters that have it over time, because that could be super powerful. But I like that a lot. So that's basically a sneak rule set, just applied to range and magic monsters too. Yes, I'm talking about physically reversing the order of cards. It would be fun. I think that would cause a lot of chaos. People complain, especially in low mana matches. As a competitive player in gold, low diamond, you can pick a handful of CL legendary cards plus Kalia with a semi-decent CL rewards and card collection. You know what? You're right. I mean, what I'm going to say is that I'm not going to disagree with you, Nigel. Monsters are definitely important, especially ones that are super clutch for the meta. And I feel like someone like Aquatis, for example, if we're going to compare Aquatis to Kelia, of course Kelia is going to be better in a head-to-head mirror match. But I've always said that it's the monsters that make the summoner many times, outside of like Kitty and Jotun. But many times it's the monsters that make the summoner. And so as long as there's a good kind of supporting cast there, which the water team from Chaos Legion does have, Aquatis wouldn't be terrible. Alex agrees. Mimic ability could be cool. Do a price check on renting gold level CL legendary summoners in Kalia. Sure. I guess we can do that. So, did you say gold level? It's not easy to check gold level. Can we just do max? Damn, it's 4 cents a day to rent a max Kalia. It's 4 cents a day to rent. I should just be renting my summoners. But yo, why is Fernheart so freaking expensive? Is he, or not Fernheart, Immortalis? Is it really that good? I feel like I'm missing something here. Like, is there a reason that he's like 4x the price of all the other legendary summoners? Excuse me. All right, so Harris is saying if Riftwatcher prices don't go down, I hope Soulbound cards plus CL can be somewhat competitive. For Rebellion, I hope card prices is as cheap as CL since it's also a major expansion. I mean, I think so. I think a lot of these Soulbound reward cards are super competitive. You know what's interesting? I woke up today, and for people who don't know, I do have Archmage running on my account, and I was surprised. Did you really just log me out? What the hell? That's annoying. All right, give me 1 second, guys. You're gonna have to see my face. Okay, come on. Are we back? There we go. Where was I going? Wild. I was surprised to see, where was it? Here, like this. Here was the bot using one of the new Soulbound reward cards. It's only level 3, which was surprising. But obviously I won, so I'm not going to complain. But I haven't seen it use many of the cards, the new Soulbound reward cards. Granted, I'm still like, that deck is still mostly like bronze level cards for me, and I'm playing in gold, or actually, I did make it into diamond, but then I got beat down. Actually, I didn't get beat down because my bot plays wild. I play modern, but you can see here, made it in, right? Made it from 27 over 2800, went up to diamond, and then 1, 2, 3. After 3 losses, I was already back down to gold, but then 4, 5, 6, 7, it just continued to get beat down, and it has not made it back. So yeah, there's that. Chaos is the name of the game. UK is really good for shops. We have one at least 5-minute walk from any house. Nice. Man, the UK is just such a fun place. I have some family living there. Got to visit them for a bit. The latest gold gladiator tournament highlighted what you said about no two lineups looking the same. We are already there. Love it. Love it, Chuny. Chuny, I'm making my way through your interview on the People's Guild. So shout out to the People's Guild podcast. If you guys are not listening to them, you are missing out. They put out some awesome content. And Chuny, I haven't finished it yet, but really, really appreciate what you do for the community and your perspective. Of course, there are some cases. We never got Bummer Chum on the new. Oh, you know what? You're right. Luthien, you are more than welcome to come on, and we can do Bummer Chum on these new reward cards. You know what, though, Virus? What's interesting? Oh, I don't think we can do Bummer Chum yet because we're not able to play with them at the highest level. So, Luthien hasn't had a chance to go beat people down and be like, yep, I use this card all the time. But if we want to speculate, we probably can. Splinterforge is really helping the rental market for older level, low BCS cards. The marketplace is coming next week. That's exciting. I agree. Level Kitty. What happened to my main computer here? It didn't shut down, but just can't see it anymore. I agree. Level Kitty used to be below 50 to 100 DEC. Now it's 200 because people use it on Splinterforge. That's fascinating, but that demand is coming in. All right, it was a shit. I used to rate candy him to max level or rare candy him. Oh man, you're talking about Pokemon Go. I'm talking about like way old Pokemon Blue. Chameleon for camouflage summoner. Oh, Weirdbeard's in the house. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday. Time to get some work done. Thanks for keeping me company while I make brunch for the family. Let's go. What are you making, Weirdbeard? You got 2 mics set up? I don't have 2 mics set up. Just this one here. Unless there's another secret one. Wants to replay to see what value it added. Oh, I mean, I did. I mean, here, you guys want to watch the battle? I mean, it's cool. I actually like this card a lot because it. Here, we can just go ahead and play through the battle. But the armor repair early on is super clutch for me. So I don't know why it's like in front of Deep Lurker. Like, I don't understand. Like, sometimes I don't understand why the bot does the things that it does. Like, most of the stuff makes sense here, but it's like I totally would have put Swamp Splitter behind Deep Lurker or even behind Murdali Guardian. But, you know, whatever. It did its thing. All right, you guys can watch the battle in the background if it's going to play. Oh, okay. Is it not going to play if I don't look at the comments? All right, well, I guess I can just respond to comments without pulling them up. Archmage likes to use that and Martyr cards. Martyr cards are fun. I really do like them. Alex is saying, I'd assume you put that second mic in the corner with sound dampeners, not in the middle of the room. No, I just don't have a second mic set up. Gathering the magic. Thoughts on using vouchers to purchase DECB? Gank brought up the fact that vouchers are valued at 20 cents for DECB, so at current prices, it is a good way to build up your DECB bank. Yeah, at this point in time, there is absolutely no reason for you to be spending DEC, which actually kind of sucks in my opinion, because well, obviously my hope was that we would get a good amount of DEC burned through this, but if anything, we're going to get vouchers burned a significant amount, and I guess we'll end up seeing how that all plays out. Yeah, this is a solid win. Boom. Grund, gone. I mean, Jin O'Shaughnessy with the Enrage rule set is just out of control. Good stuff, though. Well played, team. We even beat Kron with Last Stand. Now, my deck normally doesn't have this dude. This is thanks to Darkest Night, Phantom of the Abyss, but it has been very fun playing with him. So, all right, where did we leave off here? Waffles with cherry compote, potato home fries, apple butter muffins, and some cotton candy grapes. What? Weirdbeard. Dude, you should be a chef, man. You should open up your own brunch spot. That sounds incredible. I would definitely want to give that a try. Maybe the next Splinterfest. You know what? Aggie shouldn't be making waffles. If you're gonna make waffles with all that good stuff, I will pay for that VIP experience. Luthien, that sounds delicious. All right, so Nigel saying, if you can run the math in order to maximize daily season chess, you're better stay in league you're more capable of playing rather than trying to bump up for increased SPS rewards if you win. You know, so Nigel, I'm actually of the same mindset as you when it comes to this. I mean, I avoided jumping up into Diamond for maybe a day or two because I'm just like, man, I could be getting gold level, you know, like maybe, I don't know, anywhere from like 9 to 12 gold level chests easily per day if I just stay there. But some of these gold level chests have been absolute trash. Whereas I know the moment I jump to diamond, early on, I'm going to be struggling to get like 3 diamond chests per day. And from a card perspective, I want more rolls on the dice for that. It'll take me a while to get up into diamond 2 where I can start to get maybe 5 to 7 more consistently. Luke says, I make a good amount on Splinterforge, like 50 to 100 forge per day, which is pretty much a 1-to-1 with DEC. Yeah, I mean, I played the most recent game that I played on Splinterforge. I think I made like 1 DEC, and I was like, oh, like this is cool. Well, not 1 DEC, but it's Forge. But I'm like, oh, this is equivalent of like 1 DEC, and then I'm like, it's fun, but I don't know. It didn't feel like worth my time to win 1 DEC. You know, granted, if you are like competitive, you understand the game well, and are rocking it. Like you can get onto the leaderboards and start earning significant amounts more. But from like a single game perspective, it just didn't seem worth it. Let's do it next week, Bummer Chum. Yes, I am down. We'll figure it out. I don't know if you're thinking Sunday, but as of now, I believe I am good. So we can probably go Sunday. That'd be awesome. Awesome, Luke. Same for my alt account. I made 1K DEC a week with no investment in Splinterforge. See, that's really cool. I like that. I mean, people are finding other ways to get use out of their cards. And I don't know. I get excited when Aggie talks about the whole arcade thing, getting like smaller games in the ecosystem that will eat up or use assets and just provide value. I think Tower Defense is going to be the first of hopefully many. And I don't know when I say many, what the time frame for that is, but man, it would be awesome if we were able to get something else or a couple something else's over the next 12 months or even within 2023. I just got 100 more packs to be eligible for one more Red Panda. Hey, there you go. Someone wanted to top up. Let's go, DJ. Go, DJ. Go, DJ. It's your birthday. Now, I was thinking about Pokemon Red and Blue. They had infinite rare can. Oh, did they really? I don't remember that. Plus, you got a mic. Oh, you're talking about the mic behind me. No, that's just set up for when I do vocal stuff. My entire setup is this L-shaped desk. So yes, this is like the OK mic that I use for, I guess, podcasts and videos and stuff. But that's a really awesome one. It's a blue microphone. I use that for doing song vocals. All right, so Raul saying, honestly, I'm a little disappointed by such a grabbing money narrative. So many unfinished tasks, but team is pushing us to buy another set cards, etc. What are you feeling about it? You know, like Raul, I get where you're coming from. I just disagree with it because I've seen money grabbing things in the past, and I just don't think that this is the case, right? Like every company, if you define it, like every company is money grabbing out there, right? Like why? Because like they need to keep the lights on and they want to chase partnerships and they want to grow their business. So, you know, last year there were a ton of pre-sales, and I would say that the narrative about like money grabbing at that time was definitely felt more than it is now, in my opinion, because we got like, you know, all these pre-sales for games that were going to take at least 6 to 9 months to come out. Now, obviously the team is working through that. We are going, you know, we had the pre-sale for Tower Defense, I think, in September. So if we get this launch, or at least a beta, by February, that's what, 6 months, or by March, like 6 months. So I can understand why the team would do the things that they're doing, selling first to help fund the game. So I get it, right? Like to me, I just don't see it as like money grabbing, because I've seen some really, really terrible projects out there that just try to rake over their users. And I don't know. I don't necessarily, I just don't necessarily agree with it. I don't feel like Splinterlands is doing that. I feel like Splinterlands has brought some awesome partnerships to the mix, and that stuff just takes capital. And when you think about it, would you rather a VC come in and fund that stuff for us, but then they get to keep a lot of the upside? Or is it something that we can get early access to? I don't know. I'm not saying that there's a right answer to that, right? Like, could a VC come in and provide all of that value, that upfront capital, but then they get to keep, you know, a lot of, you know, the upside? Like, imagine this, right? And again, I'm not saying that there's a right answer. I'm just trying to give you an alternate perspective here. Imagine if a VC had come in and partnered with Double Coconut and Splinterlands, and they said, we're gonna fund everything up front. So September of 2022, we did not get a pre-sale. So no pre-sale, no heroes, no SPS for people who have been holding their packs, right? We just didn't get any of that. But come March of 2023, we get a game launch, and then you have to buy packs from the get-go. Which one is worth more, right? Because now all of that pre-sale, all that SPS, all of whatever, all the heroes, right? All that stuff goes to the VC, the whale, if we want to call it that. And ultimately, like, you come in and you just get to play a game by buying things on the front end. And the team then has no way of rewarding you for being an early adopter. So again, I'm not saying one is better than the other, but what Splinterlands has traditionally done is fund things by doing an early sale and then deliver the product, hopefully in a reasonable time. And they've just been notorious, obviously, for not hitting those deadlines. And land is going to be is the biggest meme out of that. But ultimately, it's just a different model. And if you're not feeling comfortable with the model, or you feel like you've gotten burned with the model, especially over the past, call it 18 months or 13 months with the bear market, or 15 months since like November 2021. I say this with like love and empathy, but like this space, this model just may not be for you, right? Like, I'm not saying that to go to Web 2, but go play Spider Tanks, or go play like some of these other things where it's just like you don't have to worry about like buying something ahead of time or pre-sale. Like, it's just, or stay within Splinterlands, but then just never participate in a pre-sale. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but then you miss the upside, right? So it just comes down to your preference. Like, you actually don't have to participate in any of this. It's still gonna happen. It's still gonna come in at some point, but you just have to wait from September 2022 to March 2023, and then you buy the packs when they're there, and you see what the value is afterwards. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But enough people have been around the Splinterlands ecosystem for a while to see that the team does try to go out of their way to make sure that early adopters are rewarded. So if you don't want to be an early adopter, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you do, the opportunity is actually there, which, I think a lot of people hyped and FOMO'd into and are feeling that. A lot of people hyped and FOMO'd into that are either not used to the model, or actually should not be, like, their personality type is not compatible with that model. And it's just like, this stuff is going to come to Splinterlands. And I know they're working on even other crazier stuff down the road. And if they come out with like pre-sales for that, just skip it. It's, you don't need to feed into or buy into the narrative of like this whole like grabbing money for pre-sales, and just play the game when it's out. Like, here's me, for example, right? Alex always calls me out for like FOMOing into projects. Well, with GLX, I own 0 packs. I'm so excited about the project, and I'm even doing content about the Genesis League Goals game, right? Because I'm super excited for where the platform will go in the future. But I own 0 packs. Why? Well, because I didn't want to buy into a pre-sale on a game that we didn't know when it was going to come out. But when it does come out, you can bet I'm going to hop in, maybe buy some packs. More specifically, I might just go in and buy some specific cards and create a team or a deck, or however they term it. But ultimately, like, if you're not comfortable with all of this, nobody's forcing you to go in and buy all the stuff. So I don't know. That's my thought. Chuni, how do you feel about bots making accounts using soulbound cards? Is it a problem for SPS long term, like some players think? I don't think so, and I'm not as worried about it. Right now, the bots can only make money on SPS. So if they continue selling SPS, that's fine, because I would want SPS to go into the hands of people who are going to hold it for the longer term, stake it for benefits in the game. The other part of this that I'm not too worried about is on the roadmap for Q2 is what is it called? Oh, SPS staking requirements. It's going to replace CP. So I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know how the numbers are going to be determined necessarily, but it will limit that to a certain extent. And I think we'll be okay. So Gathering the Match says, can get to gold 1 with 1 team maxed for silver. Let's go. Wow. What is is everything else just single cards gathering the magic? Or single BCX? Or not even BCX? I want to record my daily openings. That's awesome. Maybe I should just make a single count death team. Got to gold, 1 BCX, not worth it though, because you lose most of the games. I confirm Gold League chests are trash now. I don't even get many soulbound cards from Nintendo. Man, there was like one where like half of my chests were merits, and it's like I don't necessarily hate merits, but come on, that sucks. And I don't think I would be able to max SB rewards before their print run ends. Money grabbing narrative, please. See what's happening in Magic the Gathering at the moment. That's a money grab. And slight to us all old school players that were raised on that beloved CCG. I don't know what's happening in Magic the Gathering, so thanks for sharing that, Nigel. I will see if I can go look it up. I'm sorry, you didn't know about the rare candy exploit? I forgot exactly how it went, but if you traded the rare candy and before the transaction went, you shut off your Game Boy, you would keep the rare candies? What? I did not know that at all. No. The only Pokemon game that I ever played was Pokemon Blue, from like a console or whatever handheld perspective. After that, it was Pokemon Go on my phone. Brandon, what's going on? Awesome to hear your voice tracks on Enter the Rift album put out. Did that just get put out recently? I thought that got put out last year. I found it on Tidal. Folks should check it out. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I feel like I don't know if you're the second person or third person that like was mentioning that. But it's cool that it's getting out there. It's not just me. I mean, there's a lot of really talented people there. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm still a little under the weather. Give me 1 second. All right, we're back. And we'll keep the stream probably shorter-ish today. It's already 11 o'clock. Oh my God, we've been on for an hour. I love it, guys. Time just flies when you're having fun. I definitely be on after hour when he FOMOs. Yes, Alex does keep me in check. Alex does keep me in check. Lets me know if I'm FOMOing in too hard. BB Omega, what's happening? BB Omega, should we talk about your project here? I don't have it open here, but I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if you wanted to explain it to folks. Luke is saying, in bronze, I've managed to get 1 fire summoner, 2 water, and 2 death summoners. I'm just curious if you can do it with 1 splinter. Like, holy moly! You just finished your stream? Awesome. I've still got the new COVID. No, I actually got COVID tested earlier in the week. No COVID for me. I guess it's just a regular old cold. Howdy after sound. I just got back from walking my Geno. Oh my gosh, guys! David, it's so good to see you here. I need to get started on Geno Pets. I've just been slacking. Was it really easy to sign up? Because I already have a Phantom wallet, and I just want to do some cool stuff. Sure, I will send you a link. Awesome. I mean, I can find you already. Here, let me pull it up, and then if you want to. Oh, do I not have hive.blog open? Hive.blog, and then I think it's just BB Omega, right? BB Omega. Let's do night mode. Win-win-win proposition. So I don't know. I thought that this was actually pretty cool. But one of my questions for you, BB Omega, and here I can share the link in case anybody is interested in reading it, not on the screen with me. So it benefits you, it benefits me, and it benefits the game overall. Okay, so I just want to double check the math here. So currently a Time Crystal starter pack gives you $24 worth of transferable Time Crystals, which are used for 48 hours to speed up on land, an item which I believe will be huge. So your math is showing here it's $21.6 worth of value. And basically people can spend 16K DEC or 100 vouchers. But my question with this, and please, I'm not trying to say that the math is wrong here. I'm just trying to fully understand it. If somebody wanted to buy this for themselves, they could pay 10,000 DEC, correct? With the current land plot, or sorry, with the current pricing. So you're charging 16,000 DEC or 100 vouchers. But the idea would be that this is targeted towards people who are. This is targeted towards people who already have a plot, maybe have already bought it for themselves and want more, because basically what you're doing is offering the slots on your plot. Each plot can only get one of these time crystal things. You're essentially offering it for cheaper. You're offering it for people who can't get more than they are already available to get, but the amount that they're paying you is higher than the price, but lower than the overall value. Is that correct? So it's like I have two plots. So I'm already planning on spending 10,000 on each plot in order to get this. But if I wanted more, I could pay you an additional 16,000 DEC or 100 vouchers, at which point I would receive another one on top of the two that I'll already get. But the value that I'd get from that would be more than the amount that I'm putting in, right? I don't know what 16,000 vouchers is. Or I think you did the math somewhere. Oh yeah, 16,000 vouchers is like roughly 1150. 60,000 DEC is 1150. 100 vouchers is 10.88. So essentially, I'm paying a little bit more to get extra, and at the end of the day, the value coming back to me, at least based on what the team has decided so far, will still be worth more or almost double what I'm putting in. I like it. That's cool. They need to have a plot. Yep. Okay. Oh, let me see what your comments are here. Yeah, the difference is going into me getting a building in a box, so it's burnt. I'm not keeping in the DEC. All goes burnt. That's cool. I mean, I don't see anything. I don't see anything inherently wrong here. I was just trying to understand the math a little bit better, because when I first saw it, I was like, wait a second. I can buy my own for 10,000 DEC. I was like, why are you charging 16? Oh, wait. I can only get 2 of them because I own 2 land plots. So if I want to get more and take advantage and essentially try to jump the crowd, I could spend another 16,000 DEC or 100 vouchers right now, get a third one, even though I only owned 2 land plots. And yeah, so. All right, Joey Yambao, what's happening? I'm playing in Gold League and I'm wondering if I should max out my CL cards or just create another Gold League account. The price difference in maxed out CL and gold two gold accounts is close. You know, if Foyer was here, he would tell you to just stay in gold. That's the sweet spot. It ultimately depends on what you're trying to get out of the game. If you do want to be playing at the highest levels, obviously you're going to need to max out certain aspects. Now, I agree with the math on that, though. I mean, having 2 accounts could be more valuable in the future. And I know that's so counterintuitive to where the team has been trying to go, but we just haven't shaken that narrative yet. So, you know, ultimately, we've gotten to a point now where playing, and I think this is actually a good point, right? We've gotten to a point where playing the game at the lowest levels, bronze, right? Setting up 10,000 bronze accounts is not as valuable as playing in diamond, right? I think most people will probably feel that now. If you already have the bot accounts, will you keep them because you have, you know, the investment already done? Sure. And I think we're seeing a lot of that, bots just consolidating accounts. But is anybody now starting a 1,000 or 10,000 or even 500 bot farms just to play in gold, just to play in bronze? I don't think so. Silver, maybe. I don't know. I mean, like I said, we've been seeing the numbers come down. So we're now we've risen from bronze. Bronze has been eliminated. We're maybe in silver, but we're creeping up into gold, where it's just like this is not this is more of a financial, an easier financial approach now, because the way that it's designed is, gold, a diamond or max is essentially, like you said, almost 2x what you need to pay in gold. And I really like the meta in gold, because the meta in gold versus silver is just awesome. Obviously, when you get into diamond plus, it's the game opens up even more. But between silver and gold, I feel like the game opens up enough that you could probably stay in gold for the rest of your life and you'd be okay. So I don't know how to advise you outside of the simple fact that, like, if you want to play at the highest levels, two things, right? And this comes down to personal preference and then what you believe in terms of, any kind of investment you want to make. But if you prefer to play in diamond, right, then obviously start max out one account. The other part too is, if you believe, and this is like the investment part, right? Because now you need to make a certain leap of faith. But if you believe that the team is going to continue doing any and everything they can to drive as much value to the top as possible, just essentially funnel it, well, that's something that you need to consider now on whether you should take your capital and combine it to go up to diamond, or for now, just stay and start playing 2 decks. Here's the cool part though. You could just make 2 gold decks right now, hedge your bets because of the fact that you will have enough BCX to combine those 2 gold decks to get into diamond at a later point. If, for example, maybe they start doing like super high level tournaments or super high level things for people playing in diamond and champion. We're not there yet, but you could always do that if you wanted to at a later point. So from a flexibility standpoint, it's probably better just to start another thing in gold until you have an undeniable reason, until you are no longer asking me this question, because you look at the data, you look at the landscape, and you can easily determine what is available, right? Or like what the benefits are without having to you're able to determine what the benefits are from a tangible standpoint, whether that's data, whether that's rewards. You'll be able to see it, and then you can just make that decision there, because going up to diamond now is not reversible, right? You won't be able to split that back out into 2 gold decks later. So it might be better just to stay in gold league until you are actually convinced that you can no longer stay in gold league, meaning that the prizes in diamond plus are just that damn good, and you no longer want to be playing in gold. So that would be my thought for you. Obviously, there's no specific or right answer, but some people value flexibility, some people value being able to go and play up there now. So it just comes down to you. People make a yes, and the difference is okay. We got that already. Answer Joey's question. I did answer Joey's question. I'm going in order here, Alex. You can, because you have a plot. I like it. What would for you? WWFD. What's good, Butters? It's good to see you here, man. It was fun chatting with you last night too. Conclusions from Tails' experiment last night. I mean, I definitely think Tails is onto something. I commented on his video that, like, I didn't necessarily agree with him because I'm like, there are a lot of other factors here, but I don't think you can deny the fact that a lot of these soulbound cards are really, really solid. And if they start getting access to gladiator cards, those cards can be dominant at the lower levels. Now, is anybody starting massive accounts in bronze right now? No, but the thing is, these kind of accounts can essentially play by themselves for years. So will they level up over time and start playing in silver, potentially even gold and even diamond? Yeah, on a long enough time frame, they can do that. And that's actually the appeal, right? I've even talked about this before. I'm just like, well, why wouldn't I like play an account in gold or whatever, and once that account has a playable bronze deck, just throw an Archmage token there and let it do its thing, right? But ultimately I think the saving grace will eventually be staked SPS, which, once again, if you're starting now, it's actually kind of like a perfect time to start, because you don't need as much SPS right now, and you'll be earning SPS along the way, even if it's like small amounts. So yeah, why aren't people more botting? Why aren't more people botting? No one is starting large bot accounts. It doesn't make sense anymore. If you already have them, then it works. Yeah, well, see, so this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, excuse me. No one's starting massive bot accounts because you can't extract that value right now. Your ROI will have to be measured not in like how much value you can get on a monthly basis, because it's going to be very small. But if you are able to play the long run, and again, you can start off with small investments here, just having a bronze account or multiple bronze accounts. I mean, over time, that value will start to increase and accrue. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could essentially play forever. I missed the experiment. I had to catch my sleep. It is all good. Which is why I don't understand why people like Tails continue to go after bots. No more are going to be added. Bro, I just talked about why I would start a bot farm right now. In fact, I am botting my one of my alt accounts, which traditionally has just been left there. So I am botting the account now, which again, I wasn't doing. That account was just a rental account, but I'm like, let me take one BCX of, some of these cards and just throw it in and see what it can earn over time. Now, if I wanted to throw in more, if I had a couple $100, I could probably easily start several bot farms. I mean, with your guidance, Alex, and what everybody else is talking about, where I just get one account, or like, sorry, not one account, but like one or two splinters maxed for bronze. That's not very expensive. I don't even need all the cards from the splinters, just the meta ones, right? Somebody was talking about death. I need Silent Shavi, level 2 Silent Shavi, a level 2 Cursed Windeku, right? Maybe a couple other cards here and there, get a couple of those reward cards while they're still cheap, and let that thing just farm for months, and see if it can build its own deck essentially by itself. Now, I don't think most people are doing that, because I can't go in month on month and be like, oh man, look at all this SPS I'm earning. But again, this is the difference. It's a long-term play. A year from now, will that deck have enough cards to essentially sustain itself forever, right? Will it earn enough of the summoners and all that to be able to sustain itself forever and continue growing, right? Because it's a one-time cost to put it in, and the ongoing cost of revenue share, right? If you use something like Archmage, but you can even get it outside of that with some of the other tokens. Or I think, Alex, you run your own bot, right? So there's that. Actually, running your own bot is probably more expensive than using something like Archmage or Splintermate. Back long vid, welcome back. So Butter's saying, yeah, I prefer aiming for the top so you can make the best use of reward soulbound cards, especially now that you can get summoners to max for free. Indeed. You know what's going to be interesting? Once I can get my soulbound reward cards to maybe like silver level or even gold level, here's my thought process, right? I have another alt account that's just kind of sitting there, and it's like, all right, well, if I can get my main into silver, or sorry, if I can get my main, which normally plays in gold / diamond, but if I can get those cards to start being at the silver, maybe even close to gold level. So give it another 2-3 seasons. Well, we'll say like 2 months, maybe even 3 months, right? That's 6 seasons total. At that point, will I delegate my deck over to my other account that's just sitting idle right now and let that start building up for a couple of seasons? Because my main account would have gold level cards that could probably just continue to play in either gold or silver and keep earning me something, right? Keep earning more cards. Sure, is it going to be great? No, but then I go and play on my alt account. I start playing on my alt account to get scratch my itch, and then I'm essentially botting my main account, right? So again, I'm doing this with zero added capital. For people who do have added capital, I don't understand why you wouldn't start doing this strategy right now. State of survival. Don't apologize for being late. It's all good, man. I have one plot. Do I need to burn 100 vouchers for that, or can I burn more to make it go quicker? I don't know what you mean make it go quicker. If you're talking about getting the land plots, sorry, no, the time crystals we were just talking about. What? I think you need 30,000 DEC or DECB. So 30,000 divided by 200. So you need, okay, so in order to get all three things, you would need 150 vouchers. To get the building in a box, the totem, and the time crystals. If you don't want the totem, then you can just do 100. I really hate all those doom and gloom videos because I don't think they're even close to manifesting, and it feels more like clickbaiting. Who's doing doom and gloom videos? I mean, I'm Papa Bear, so I should be doing the doom and gloom videos. Burning 100 vouchers is gonna hurt when the voucher price goes up to 2. We finally got an increase. State of survival 250. Let's go. But I'm guessing you're not selling when it goes to 250, right? My ears are burning. Was Alex the bull saying sweet things? Oh, Alex only has sweet things to say about you. I think he's got a crush. Yeah, I agree with BB, but we need to constantly be looking for exploits, economy flaws. Fair. Joey's saying, well, thanks for that idea. I will try 2 accounts. All right, well, glad that was helpful. I actually feel better about you doing that because, again, the other path is irreversible. So at some point in the future, if I was in your position, and again, this is not a financial advice because I'm literally just talking about like your preferences within the game. Just do the thing that is not irreversible until you are so convinced and have so much conviction that going up to the next level makes the most sense. With reward summoners, I think you would need to play it in brawls to get Gladius cards. Well, you do get merits here and there, but yes, it will be a slow grind if you're not playing in brawls. If you did this a while ago, then it would have worked, but it doesn't. But doing now doesn't work. These soulbound cards won't carry you. Well, no, but the whole point is to get the soulbound cards now. You want to be earning these soulbound cards because they're free. 50 soulbound cards. But technically all the reward cards before were free too. And you could just do what I'm telling people, or no, I'm not telling anybody to do this, but like you could just do what I'm talking about easier, faster, and cheaper before. Because you could buy the cards if you were willing to make that investment. Now you don't have to make the investment in the soulbound cards. So you can't necessarily speed it up, but you also spend less money, and it's just a time game. 50 soulbound cards and 232 bronze chests so far from my alt account, but I've pulled a few summoners, so that helps. I mean, you only need 1 BCX summoners in bronze, and you're off to the races, earning the full amount. Botting is a card play, in my opinion. That's why I don't think starting up bots is a good idea right now in this environment. Fair enough. I think most people agree with you, Alex. We're not seeing the numbers go up. We're seeing them go down. Well, I was talking about Tails. It felt like proclaiming the end of Splinterlands, and yeah, not the biggest fan of your super bearish ones, but you are lucky I like you. It's because we had a good time at Splinterfest. Wait, BB Omega, hold on. How long have you been in the game? Because when I saw you had 107 land plots, I was like, whoa, man, this guy went heavy on land. And then you said that's reward for being super early. So I'm actually curious when you got in. Tails, if they have a SPL meetup, you gonna go? If you go, I'll make sure I go and we will see each other there. Oh, winky face. Uh-oh. I hope the stats for the new Dragon Summoner come out soon, so people like me have some time to think about buying one last bulk of CL before we burned all of our packs. Hold on, wait. I hope the stats for the Dragon come out soon, so people like me have some time to think about buying one last bulk. Are you planning to do this before or after? Because we already know when it's going to be unlocked. Unless you're planning to do this before, then you should probably get on it ASAP. But as of now, it's the 27th, the morning of the 27th. That burn will get us over 14 million. And then Yeah, there's just not going to be many packs left. I mean, as it stands right now, there should probably be less than 500,000 packs once we cross 14 million. 200 plus 250. It should be 250 for Nifty. I don't know why he said 200 though. And then 300 for Gene Pool's proposal, which, as of now, I think is still passing. Excuse me. Boom, boom, boom. 70. Oh, no, that's not. That's land. 81%. So yeah, technically, I would say we have less than 1 million packs right now. But what the team did by announcing the sunset sale super early is kill the vibe for anybody who was planning on buying more packs. Now, again, some people, I think DJ bought some to top up, but I think people, if anything, are just going to buy to top up now and save most of their buys for once we get after 14 million. Where do people think pack prices are going to go immediately after? I mean, there's so many packs out there. I was looking at this with Tails yesterday, or I don't have Peak Monsters open, so, but somebody, I have it open on this, so let me see here. Wasn't it something like, I think Crypto Eater has 100,000 packs or something like that. Crypto Eater has 140,000 packs. Yo. Game Slayer. I don't even know who Game Slayer is. 112,000 packs. 102,000 packs. DJ, you're up there too. 34K. All right, see there, 2018. Oh, damn, yeah, you were really early. Let's go. I was listening to your podcast with Stever. It's something to think about. Many players will be pulling their cards in the land. Yeah, rental play. I mean, I think the team is going to do whatever they need to do in order for all of us to feel the asset scarcity this summer. That is Matt's goal, right? That is the team's goal, is to raise asset prices value, or to raise asset values across the board. We got hit with a brutal bear market and an oversupply based on bad information and a ton of bots exploiting the system. We're coming out of that now. So I'm not saying that the economy is in the best place to do it, but this is what I mean when I say I believe the team is going to pull all the levers they need to in order for us to feel it. For the drop, haven't had a chance to chat with Steve yet. I can see anything in the last million will blow by. Nothing's happening. The reservoir has dried up. It's not money smart to buy packs for the team. Land should certainly change many game dynamics. It, of course, still depends on how profitable land is. People won't pull $100 worth of cards for land that earns 50. Yeah, I don't know how profitable land is going to be, but I hope the gamified elements of it make it so that people want the vanity metrics. Like, how much would you pay to be emperor of a region, right? Like, because at that point, I don't think that you're earning more from your land to be emperor of the region. I think that you're just spending more than everybody else, but that will help the economy overall. And I think we need more things like that, stuff that people are willing to spend on without getting a return. So most people, if they won't packs, will just buy it from Hive. True. Packs will drop in price after they run out, because the only way to cash out will be to sell packs in SPS. Cash out from playing. Well, that's a good point, because you're absolutely right. We are going to have 300,000 packs that will still be coming out in chests, and I'm sure people earning that in rewards that do want to cash out will be selling them on the market. So it'll probably still be a good bit. Now, if we go here, that's a great point, Alex. if we go here, we've opened 8.6 million. So we have 3.1 million. And we'll say with 3.4. Okay, so this could jump up. We'll just say to, I guess this could jump up all the way up to 4 million, but I don't think we're going to get there. I would say if anything, it's probably going to stay around like the 3.4 million range. But more will probably be open after we get the Dragon Summoner, so that could drop it. Close to buying a plot with the GLX I collect each day, hoping to get one per month going forward. Oh man, you're buying land? I'm staying away. Well, when eventually at some point in the next 10 to 15 years we reach a point where items and spells are things, it may be very profitable. What are we talking about? Oh, land. I do think there's an overestimation on how many plots will be producing at card sinks, given there are single region and tract owners. It looks, yeah, no, I mean, land is they're going to tax the hell out of you. Like land is going to be something that you're going to have to pay to play it. Like when Matt talks about land as a business, nobody gets a business by just buying a piece of land. They get a business by, well, I guess if you want to own the property, you can buy the real estate that the land is on, but then you actually have to invest in the business. And that's what he's talking about. Like owning the land is just one piece of it. And it's probably a smaller piece than most people think, because ultimately the team sold this land for $20. So it's like you buy the land and now you have to go in and pay more to actually work the land and maintain the land. So who's opening packs at the end of the airdrop and who's selling? I hope we get a flood of packs opened at the end. Everybody trying to get the red panda. My guess is there's going to be a lot of players that only bought a few plots that will end up with a keep and a few. Man, I have 2 plots. If I get a castle or a keep, I will be thrilled. Omega. I think many people are waiting to open packs until the last airdrop happens. That was my initial plan. Then I decided to focus on getting my deck up and open most of them. Fair enough. Joe Brana, yeah, I agree with you. BB Omega. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see some get opened, but it all depends on the stats too. Might be a good time to pick up plots and not reveal them. When surveying goes live, people will want another chance at a keep, castle, or higher rarity. Man, I don't know about you, Gather the Magic. I need more friends like you. Or I need more friends like you, or whoever you know that is going to be buying $130 lotto tickets, because that is not me. I don't plan on doing that. I already bought my lotto tickets and I'm good enough for that. I'm opening packs at the end of the airdrop. Nice. Same with baby. Let's go. I think they should let players own buildings for land as NFTs so they can rent to landowners, and landowners could buy, sell, or trade for another building type. Well, if you're mimicking real estate, well, I don't know how much we're mimicking real estate, but yeah. I don't have restraint to not open every pack I get. Fair enough. All will be profitable when we get back to the bull run. Yeah, DJ, that's what I'm hoping for too. None of this stuff is going to make sense, but once we get back to stupid money, because you see how smart everybody is right now. Everybody's looking at this and being like, ROI is not good, or why would I play this game? Because whatever, the ROI is not good. But we will get to a point where stupid money comes in, because SPS will go from 3 cents to 30 cents, and that'll be a 10x. And oddly enough, at that point, people can be like, holy crap, it did a 10x, but its all-time high was at $1. Let me ape into it now so I can get this other 3x. But people who are here, we're the ones that get to experience the 30x or more. But again, that's only when stupid money comes in. And I don't think stupid money is coming in until 2025 at the earliest. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would so love to be wrong. But crypto bull markets have tended to follow the Bitcoin halving and peak in the 12 to 18 month following the halving. So I believe the halving is set right now for April or May of next year. So that would give us like early 2025 to late 2025 vibes. Or I don't know why I said vibes. Window. What do you think the cost of GLX validator node will cost? I also understand that SPL node holders may get a freebie. I would expect it to be something similar to what the pre-sale was for Splinterlands nodes, which was $1,000 and 500 vouchers. So, if anything, I would assume that. Well, actually, I don't know. But if they want to charge at least $1,000 in GLUSD, I can imagine it being 1,000 GLUSD, and then maybe 1,000 GLGT, maybe 500 GLGT. But we'll have to wait for that. Well, hopefully we get. Hopefully we get that this week. That would be so cool. Got 5. May get 1 or 2 more before surveying goes live next month. Nice. GLX will pump since so much GLX will have to get burned for GLUSD. Yeah, GLX is gonna pump. How far it goes, I don't know. But this is where things get interesting, guys, because we could get into an amazing Goldilocks period, right? And I know I'm just coming across as super bullish now, but like a lot of the stuff just daisy chains on itself. So let's say GLX, which is at what, 4 cents now or 3 cents? Actually, we can see here. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, down here. Oh, it's 3. Oh, it went down 3.3 cents. So let's say GLX does a 10x, right? We jump from 3.3 to 33 cents. The APR for staking SPS will go through the roof, because right now staking SPS gets you I think it's like 25% roughly for GLX, right? I think you get like 20 something percent for vouchers and SPS, and then another 25% for GLX at this price. So GLX does a 10x, and all of a sudden staking SPS becomes worth not 25%, but 250%, which kind of reminds me of what the airdrop was, right? DEC was pegged so high because it was way over its peg, because the value of holding that to get the SPS airdrop was crazy. It was like over 300% at the time. So if that starts to happen, I think you see GLX move up, and then you see people start to buy heavy into SPS. And then if SPS starts to move up, well, then you get people who are, then you get the earnings in the game start to increase dramatically. And then all of a sudden people start looking at the game and saying, hey, my ROI didn't make sense before, but it does now, because I can play in silver or bronze even, and I can earn something significant, right? I spend $1,000 on a deck in silver, and I'm able to get like 100% like return or 150% return because SPS is so high. Well, then people come in and they start buying cars. Like, again, it's all just this virtuous hype cycle that happens. Could it happen this year? I would love for that to happen. I don't know, right? But let's put it this way. The building blocks for it to happen this year are there, mainly because of GLX, right? If GLX not only pumps, but then sustains a little bit of value because we get the validator node license sale, the game goes live, people start playing, that GLX flywheel could be the thing that pumps the SPS flywheel. And that's how we all get rich before dumb money comes in, because we pull in dumb money now, or actually we pull in smart money who realizes that, the numbers all look good. But will you have in July or August, when we hit this massive hype cycle, will you have the conviction to sell and take profit and take money off the board, knowing that we're not actually out of the bear market yet and we're not in a full crypto bull run? I don't know. DJ, we do have some glimmers of hope with some tokens trying to move up. No prediction price, 500,000 with discounts. That'd be cool. I'm on the fence to keep GLX staked or unstaked and wait for the pop and sell. I run out of stupid money, and that's why I am reaching out to the community. Dude. Let me see here. Vibe sounded better. Fair enough. Been thinking for a while about making a video. Why you'll never see 100x may work on it after. Why you'll never see 100x? What would that be for SPS? $2.80 from here. Yeah. We'd have to burn a crap ton of SPS in order to do that. The thing is, the tokenomics of GLX are just way more pristine, in my opinion. But the problem is it just has an unproven game. Maybe a 5% pump. Like if there was a token that would 100x, I don't know. We're not going to have this conversation. I'm feeling too bullish right now. Remember what I used to say? I'm allergic to hopium. That's why I'm not feeling well. See, I started to get bullish and then I get sick. That's just what happens. So the moment I get bearish again, my health is going to shoot through the roof and I'll feel amazing. Maybe 5% pump. I think it'll be a little bit more than that. I don't know if it's going to be at 10% or 10x, but I'm just saying if it does, that creates a tremendous opportunity for people to come in and start staking SPS. And then if that coincides, right? If that coincides with, not only is it more beneficial and the whatever to stake SPS is high, but I'm able to, they have SPS staking requirements go live at the end of or at the beginning of Q2. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things that could happen. For SPS nodes, they should cut the price in half and drop 2-to-1 nodes to the current holders. It's important to get them in the hands of new people. For SPS nodes, they should cut the price in half. Oh, interesting. I mean, I agree. So I got into this interesting discussion with Skipples yesterday on the GLX Discord. And it's just like, I don't think that people are looking at nodes in the right way, in my opinion. Nodes are just looked at as this passive income investment right now, but that's not what they are. It's not like land, it's not like cards, it's not like anything else, right? Nodes actually are supposed to be providing a service to the network, and everybody's just looking at it like, oh, what kind of rewards can I get? Like, what's the ROI? What's the APR? But ultimately, the people that will end up running the nodes are the people that understand the value of securing the network, of making sure this is as decentralized as possible. And therefore, we want as many nodes out there as we can get. Because, what Skipples was saying is like, oh, if they airdrop too many nodes to SPL holders, that's going to devalue the nodes, for anybody who wants to buy. And therefore, I probably wouldn't buy, right? And I'm like, I get that. From an investment standpoint, I get that. But that's not the point of nodes. We actually want as many nodes out there as possible. So I want, I want the nodes to be airdropped like crazy on the GLX side so that we have more of these out there and we can decentralize a little bit more. Obviously, they'll be still in the hands of a few, but if they're paying decent rewards and we can get the price of GLX up, that's exactly what we want. And I think we're going to need it. If you're not following crypto regulation news here in the US, it's starting to get not scary, but concerning. And so the faster that the team can get the validator nodes live, both for SPS and for GLX, I think, let me put it this way. That to me is probably the most important thing that should be on the roadmap right now, especially with the narrative that's happening. Because if you're not following, I mean, the US government wants to ban staking, right? They want to ban staking, and Splinterlands as a company is based in the US. So if they do that, if we do get a point where we start banning staking, Splinterlands will be forced to comply if the nodes are not live yet. If the nodes are up, then that exists as a decentralized layer that is not part of the Splinterlands community, right? It's an L2 chain that exists on top of Hive, which is decentralized, right? So again, this stuff is really important, and it's going to come faster than I think people realize. So I'm actually all for that icy flow, and I would love to see the node license actually go up. The main net go up. And it's not about the rewards anymore. Like, the rewards are cool, but I want to run validator nodes because I want to make sure that we keep this chain, right? We keep the SPS chain and the future GLX chain decentralized. Like, that to me is going to be the value. Why? Well, because I have so many assets on there. So whatever rewards I get, sure, it matters, but most people are just looking at it purely from an ROI perspective. Whereas for me, it's just like, I want this thing up and running to secure all of my assets, right? Well, we're not at the point where it's all assets, but I want it to secure all of my SPS so that I can continue staking SPS, so that I can continue doing things with the DAO and all that. So this is I think going to single-handedly become the biggest thing that SPS or Splinterlands needs to focus on this year. And I would love for them to actually make a ton of progress by the end of Q2. I thought it was only GT that gets burned for GLU. It's GLX that gets burned for GLUSD. FYI. GLTT is the voucher. You can see the discount. So GLX is the SPS you burn. Yep. Cool. All right. Thanks, BB Omega, for explaining that. We could see the GLX flywheel happen before SPS flywheel. Might be fun to see the potential for SPS. Agreed. I mean, I actually think, DJ, I think we actually see, it's not a we could, it is going to be we will see GLX flywheel happen. Unless, of course, there's delays on the Genesis League platform. But if they're trying to get validators out by next month, then there's a GLX and GLUSD burning sync right there, which I think could push the value up. And then hopefully if we get the game launch at sometime in Q2, we'll see that really start to take off. Whereas SPS could still happen, but we just need to burn like billions of DEC, which could happen once we get the land starter packages. But again, a lot of that is still up in the air. Man, if they don't keep updated on so many things, at least every other day I get lost in the weeds. No, I know, man. There's a lot happening here, but I actually love it. The ecosystem is very complex, and there's a lot happening. And yeah, it's I don't know. I'm excited. I am irrationally bullish for 2023. Between me and you, I don't want to come across as too bullish, because that's just not my brand, right? Papa Bear is the brand. But there's too many things. Let me put it this way. We've seen so many things go wrong that we're in a place, in my opinion, that there's too many things that could go right, and actually push the economy of Splinterlands forward. Now, again, I'm not talking multiples. I'm not saying we're going to 100x from here and go to $10 SPS. But if you look at the simple risk to reward for something like SPS, let's say the market goes down again. Let's say Bitcoin, reaches back down under 20K, maybe even low teens, even 10K. Like, sure, is that going to push everything down? Yeah, but do you think Splinterlands is going to go out of business or whatever? Like, I mean, of course that's a risk, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they've done a good job of securing their runway. So that being said, what is the downside for holding SPS? Well, if you buy SPS now at 2.8 cents, could we go down to 1.5 pennies? Sure. Yeah, you could lose 50%, but the upside, it's a 50% downside, but the upside is tremendous. Because, I mean, even just going back to all-time highs, maybe not this year, but during the next bull run, all-time highs is like a 33x. So you're looking at a 33x upside versus a 50% downside in a time where that, market sentiment doesn't last forever one way or another. And we've just seen a very brutal 2022 market downside. So I am not saying to ape into SPS right now, but I get excited about the fact that like SPS is still at 2.8 cents. And I it's not that I'm necessarily dollar cost averaging in, but I'm not selling as much as I used to before, right? So I guess I am dollar cost averaging in because I'm not dollar cost averaging out. All right, guys, I'm going to have to run soon. This is a full-time job. Yeah, we can have that effect. What are we talking about? Oh, I get lost in the weeds. Great joke. Dennis says, to get back to my point, if I buy CL, I will buy before the airdrop in 7 days. But I don't know the stats, so that's what's holding me back. Okay. Interesting. So hopefully we get the stats tomorrow, but I highly doubt we get to this point next week and do not have the stats. So I think you will have some time to buy it, unless, of course, the stats come out and then people immediately rush in. But, if there's a token that can 100x, is the grain that will feed the monsters working our land. Fair enough. Gotta have food. I have you for bear view, Dwayne for bull. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll try to keep the bear stuff happening. Guys, the market, okay, I'm getting excited about it. Sorry. I'm getting excited about Splinterlands ecosystem being in a much better place. The general market economy though, and you know me, I follow a lot of macro, inflation just went up again. And that's every reason for the Fed to continue raising interest rates. So, it's not looking amazing. But I do think that Splinterlands can exist in a bubble. The problem is, or not the problem, but the thing to keep in mind. So Splinterlands can exist in a bubble and decouple itself, at least momentarily, from the rest of the market. Because, again, we have our own very complex ecosystem here. And so if we move throughout the rest of the year over the next 6 months where the macroeconomy is still falling apart, but Splinterlands assets are starting to get much more rare, and people within the crypto space or in the gaming space are starting to notice that the numbers look green and asset values are rising for Splinterlands, that could bring people in. So the only thing is that we will exist in a bubble that is very much a bubble. Now that bubble could last for a couple months, couple weeks, who knows, maybe even longer, but without the macro, that it's a bubble. So we see this massive thing pop at some point. We don't know how big it gets. We don't know how big it gets. We don't know how long it lasts. But I would say that, there's probably opportunity there for people who are here now and have been here for the past year. I'm sorry, you saying the SPS market cap couldn't be worth 3 billion to 12 billion in a bull market? I actually got their last bull. I think we can get to $2. No, I very much think that we can get up there. But again, I don't want to be I'm not Papa Bull, I'm still Papa Bear. But if you want to know in the long run, if we burn enough SPS, if the gaming narrative takes off once again, if we can get access to cheap money, interest rates start coming down, I actually think $2.80 SPS is a low ball. If we burn a significant amount of SPS for DEC, we burn maybe a third of all SPS, like 1 billion SPS. Well, now all of a sudden we're looking at a cap of 2 billion tokens. And then we're freaking off to the races, because I think Splinterlands is in a much better place than many others. Now, will they ever be able to overcome the Hive hump? I don't know, but you saw a lot of people come into the game last bull run. So I'd like to believe that money can find its way to Hive. And if they get the validator licenses up, that may provide easier onboarding for people. So a lot of things could happen. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think it's very possible for us to get to $2.80. Like I said, I think it's actually very possible for us to blow past that. But I'm talking years now, not 2023, maybe not even 2025, but years. So buying packs for seeing the airdrop doesn't seem cost effective. Better buying CL packs from P2P. When nodes are live, it's not set it and forget it. Correct. Pulling legendary summoners in my chaos pack. Love it. SPS is giving GLX. That's why I hold it for GLX, not Splinterlands. Fair enough. Yes, I should have a good day. Thank you. All right, yeah, I'm going to have to run. Stay on, please. If I just log. Ill. Only here because of my man. Love him. I don't know what you're talking. Are you talking to Butters? All right. Well, either way, I got to run, guys. Look at that. I'm going to do exactly 2 hours today, which just absolutely flew by. So thank you guys for spending your Sunday with me. This is always a ton of fun. I should be back here on Tuesday morning. So we'll plan for a live stream around roughly the same time. And we'll have a town hall to discuss, I'm sure. Town hall and potentially a maintenance hype to discuss on Tuesday, which is exciting for me. So the last thing I'll leave you with here is last week was a slow week for maintenance. If you remember, there were a lot of things that they ended up pushing off. But if you remember, they wanted to do like one big week, one small week. So last week was the small week. What does the big week include? Ooh, I don't know. Hopefully season rentals, maybe tower defense beta. I don't know. There could be some fun. Actually, I don't know if we're going to get a tower defense beta in the game. I think if there's a tower defense beta, it's probably going to be playable on a separate server that people will just have access to for whatever. But I don't know. Could be exciting. So Sound, jump in the brawl. And Song of the Beast. Ooh, thank you for the reminder. All right, guys, I will catch you all on Tuesday. If you miss me, don't worry. There'll be more content coming in, hopefully, between now and then. But otherwise, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and an awesome start to the week ahead. That's it. Peace.